Welcome back to the Robinson Replay. It's your favorite father-son sports podcast. What's up, Dad?
What's up, son? It's been a while.
Yep. Long time coming. About just over a month now since the last pod, but
yeah, we've been busy summer activities we've had.
Yeah, but I mean, nice summer break here and getting right back into the swing of things and into the sports season. It feels like, obviously. You always see like the ESPN crews and just anybody who covers sports, the time to take their vacation is pretty much, from the finals to, right about now, pretty much when football is starting up here.
Well, first game is Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
The Hall of Fame game between, I believe it's the Cardinals and
Panthers,
Carolina, I believe it is. Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Carson Beck is starting for the Cardinals, coming off the big Miami season they had. So we'll see how Carson Beck does.
Yeah. And then who started for the Panthers? I saw that earlier too. I forget.
Don't know. Not sure on that one.
Yeah. Cool. We also have a new WNBA team. It was announced. The Cleveland Sirens. The Sirens. Hear the call, Dad.
Yeah, I understand. It's a mermaid slash, was it?
Yeah, it's like an ancient Greek type of a thing. If you watch the Odyssey, then you would understand. It was actually in the Odyssey. Yeah.
Well, I didn't see the Odyssey.
Uh-huh.
And so I don't know much about that. But, whatever. Hopefully they have a good squad. I guess they don't start till 28, they said.
Oh,
so
really?
they got another, 2 years, basically.
Uh-huh.
So before they'll have lottery picks and people they won't be able to protect and so on and so on in order to get a new team. I don't know how many. Are they just adding one team, or do we know?
I think there's another team as well, another one or two teams, but I'm not sure if they're all in the same year. They're probably not all in the same year. They're probably kind of scattered throughout the next couple of years, I believe, is what it is there. But
right.
But yeah. Cool for the Cleveland area, everybody supporting the WNBA there, and I like the colors are cool and logo's pretty cool too. So yeah, be a cool thing. They're playing at Rocket Mortgage,
I'm assuming,
Rocket Fieldhouse. Yeah,
I mean, makes sense.
Yeah,
most of the WNBA play at the home of the the NBA team with in that city.
Yeah.
And most of them are in NBA cities.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of it's crazy. It's the only WNBA team in Ohio, actually. Then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's only one NBA team in Ohio too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, it makes sense, and it's good. It's something to do in the summer. Rather than obviously this summer we had a little different kind of summer with the World Cup, so that's always nice. And then you have summers with Olympics, and then you'll have summers with the Women's World Cup, which is what, next year, I believe.
Yeah, it's next year. Mm-hmm.
So it's nice to have something different just besides baseball.
Yeah.
So it's nice.
Yeah. Definitely. Well, also in the summertime, obviously we have the NBA free agency craze, and we did have, while we were gone, the GOAT make the move. LeBron is a Philadelphia 76er. What was your reaction when you saw LeBron go into Philly?
Well, my action was, typical LeBron, take your time. He always wants to do things on his terms. And he always has to have a super team in order to win. He doesn't win just with, Michael Jordan won with Scottie Pippen and a bunch of nobodies. That's why he's the GOAT. He is the greatest of all time. And LeBron always has to build these super teams like he did in Miami. He did in LA when he first got there. He did with the Cavs. He's got to build these super teams. And so we'll see. I wish that he doesn't do well.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
Really?
I do.
You're a LeBron hater now?
No, I'm a Cavs fan. Cavs fan.
Yeah, but
Always.
if you're a Cavs fan though, you
I'm a
got to
Cavs fan, then
appreciate
I
what
don't want him to
LeBron.
win. No,
Yeah.
he's in the East. He's in the East. I want them to lose.
Sure.
And Embiid is a crystal chandelier. He would have never gone there if Brown wouldn't have gone there. I'm going to tell you that right now, 100,000%. There's no way in heck
for sure
he would have gone there without Brown. So once again, obviously, and he's going for what, $4 million. So
$8 million 2-year deal.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's going for the championship. I get that at his age, but his wheels are not completely fresh. From what I understand, he's going to be running the point a lot. Yeah. So they're going to have a small lineup. So I'm really liking that. I like the small lineup thing. I think the Cavs could actually do well against them. I really do. I love the Cavs' new draft pick that they got. He had a great summer league, and I'm not worried about Philly. Philly don't worry me. They're LeBron's just going to be there for a show to pass the ball. He's going to shoot his stupid 2 or 3 3-pointers a game and make one every other game. And, like I said, an Embiid he's just waiting to get injured. So every year he's injured. And so I say they will be probably 5th in the league or in the East, probably a 5 seed. I see them as maybe. So they don't worry me.
Yeah, it's funny. I said the same thing to you when you sent me over this. I said that I wasn't expecting this, and I think that honestly they're not the favorite in the East. I don't think they're the top 1 seed, top 2 seed. They're in the top 5 conversation for sure. But I really don't think so.
The Knicks that won it all, and they're the number 1 seed until somebody knocks them off.
Yeah.
So
yeah, well, obviously disappointed he wasn't going back home to Cleveland, and how storybook that would be in that way for sure.
It would have been nice. I mean, he would have fit right in because the Cavs needed a small forward. Yeah, and he would have fit perfectly in that small forward position.
Yeah,
here he's playing point. He's going to play the 4. The 4-point. I don't know what was he playing to play power forward? And I mean, they don't have a power forward in that lineup right there. They're small. Brown's he's a guard. They got 3 guards, a forward. Well, they actually got 4 guards and a center is what they got. And so
I have to see the rest of their lineup there.
Well, they signed D Wade from the Cavs. He was supposed to be their forward. Mm-hmm. And now he's going to be coming off the bench. So I'm interested to see how they match up with other teams. I like the VJ Edgecombe. I like him. But, they're going to be definitely guard-oriented, to say the least. We'll see what happens, though, with that.
Yeah. Well, really, I wanted him to come to Cleveland, but from my understanding, seeing all the talk and everything, that the Harden trade, if that wouldn't have happened, it was probably actually more likely that he would go to Cleveland, because now with Harden doesn't necessarily mesh well as much as Garland there from my understanding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, and the Maxey connection with them both being in Clutch Sports, and that he loves Maxey. Rich Paul was saying that a lot as like hints before he made that final decision there. But seems like it did come to the last minute there, and based on LeBron's announcement, he was gonna retire right after the season, but wasn't ready to make the announcement yet, and then was
he'd
like,
wait for a super team to develop, and then maybe I will stay.
Hey, that's LeBron. He's gotta get the ring.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Just remember, Michael Jordan, greatest of all time.
All right. Well, if LeBron wins with Philadelphia, I think that solidifies him as the GOAT right there. I think there's no question.
The reason they would win is because of Brown. They're not going to win because of LeBron. They're going to win because of Brown. Brown's that good. Brown is good. There's no doubt about that. That's why I give them a little better, but if Embiid goes down, they're done. They're done. They may not make the playoffs, or they may be in the play-in game if he goes down.
Next here, we got a little MLB action here. The current standings here. if the postseason started today, how the bracket would look there on the right. Of course, the talk of the town is the LA Dodgers and their trading of Skubal. They're acquiring him and having a pitching lineup that equates to the salary of multiple teams combined. It's quite ridiculous.
This is the thing with this. First of all, anybody had the chance to sign him. Anybody did. They decided they want to give up the prospects for him. They're not paying that much more for him as a rental for the month of August and the month of September. And then when they go into the postseason. So they're really not paying that much for him. Now, obviously, people are mad because they obviously think he'll sign long-term then with them. Who knows?
Because they'll pay him.
But this is the deal with the Dodgers. But this is the deal with the Dodgers. They are playing on borrowed money. Some of these players aren't getting paid till the 40s, up until the 40s. They are in over their head over $1 billion, and this is going to be why there's going to be a lockout next year. They are going to lock the players out because the Dodgers, the people that are running the Dodgers now, the board, the GM, all those, they're not going to have to deal with all this. 20 years from now, 15 years from now, they'll be gone. And there'll be somebody else's problem to deal with. The next owner, the next GM, the next board, whoever. All I know is that this is like when you buy a house and now all of a sudden you've got a third or fourth mortgage on the house. So that your mortgage and your home equity line are worth more than the house is worth. And when you start doing that, that's bad baseball. Because it's going to ruin the league. So the owners are going to have to get this in check because, they're writing checks they can't write, basically. So is it great for them? Yeah. But I heard that the Brewers had a pretty good offer for them, too, and they did decide not to trade it to the Brewers. So I don't know the exact offer from the Brewers, but I thought they could have got a little more for him than they did. I know the one guy from the Orioles, Adley Rumstein, or whatever his name is, the catcher that went to Boston, they got 3 of their top 5 farm people, Orioles did, for this catcher. Well, they didn't get near that. The Tigers didn't get near that for Skubal. So did they put up stuff? Yeah, but obviously it was just a 2-month rental. While the other guy, I think, has another year left after that. The catcher did, but still, they put up a lot for him. Some other teams obviously could have put up more. To be honest with you, I'm just happy that the Guardians actually did something for once. They just didn't sit on their hands and do nothing. They got a good quality starting pitcher who was an all-star this year. They got Jo Adell, who had 2 hits already tonight. Looked great. Drove in a run, even though they lost, which they shouldn't have lost, but they lost tonight. And they got themselves a left-handed first baseman. They got themselves a reliever, too. So that's more than the Guardians have ever done since I could ever remember on the trade deadline. And another thing is, why do we always wait until the third or the first Tuesday in August? Why do we wait for that deadline? Why aren't these teams doing something 2, 3, even 4 weeks ago? Some of these teams knew they were done 2 or 3 weeks ago. There was no hope for them. Yeah. Why do you waste all this time with some of these players that you could actually, you could have maybe won a couple more games that maybe would have helped you get into the playoffs now, but I'm telling you what, a lot, especially with the AL, there's going to be a lot of shakeup here. I have a feeling. Look at that. Number 2, the White Sox. I bet you right now the Guardians are going to take that spot. The Guardians are going to take that spot. If not, maybe wild card. No, they're going to win. They're going to win their division. But then again, look at the wild card. Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
Yeah. When do the playoffs start?
When do the playoffs? End of September. So there's still almost 2 full months left, roughly.
Yeah.
They just got to get their stuff. They got to get the batting together. And with Adell tonight, looked nice. They just, of course, they had to sit out Ramirez tonight. That's going to be the make or break for them. He's having soreness in his broken hand from that hamate bone, which is not good. And if he is hurt, you could cancel it. I mean, even though he hasn't had a great year this year, he's the oil that runs the machine. And if he take him out, I think they don't get a chance, to be honest. Then they'd be lucky to win a wild card. So. But it was I think there was 37 trades yesterday.
Really?
Lots of
Wow.
trading.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of trading. One of the most active trade deadlines ever, which makes it more exciting. There's some teams that got some great, like the Giants, got some great farm players, AAA, AA players. And so it's exciting for them to help build their future. And then it's exciting for some of these other teams to just get that one or two pieces they may need in order to get to where they want to be. Obviously, look at the Dodgers, I think, have lost going into tonight. I don't know what they did tonight. I think it was tied earlier. And Skubal was pitching tonight, by the way. I think they were lost 5 in a row going into tonight. They just got swept by Boston.
Mm-hmm. Which Boston has been on a crazy run. I saw
Boston's been on a heater,
20-something games. And
yeah, Boston is on a heater right now, though. Tampa Bay's playing very well, though. Still, I really like the Rays. I think it's a three pony race. I think it's between Tampa, Boston, and the Guardians if they can get healthy. Those are my 3 picks for the AL. While the Dodgers got to shore up some things and start hitting good again. I mean, they definitely have the pitching now. I mean, you look at that pitching staff, and they may not even go with Ohtani unless they need him for certain things. They obviously, I think his bat is more valuable than his pitching, and with that pitching rotation, you could take either one of those guys, the first 2 guys there, Skubal or Yamamoto, and either go 1-2 either way with them. So I really like the Brewers. I think the Brewers are a good ball club. If they would have got Skubal, I think they would have been the favorite in the NL. I really do. If they just would have got Skubal, but since LA has got Skubal, I got to go with LA still. But they got to get their stuff. They got to get their stuff together.
Yeah, the inevitable lockout for next season. How long that could go on there for?
It's going to be ugly. Baseball is going to ruin a good thing because you see more people in baseball stadiums now than you have in a long time, and they're going to get locked out, and it's going to be a long drug out fight. I have this feeling. So it's going to get scary. We'll see what happens. But, I mean, if you've noticed the last couple of years, these guys that are coming up, like the Chase Burns and some other good guys, Chase Burns from the Reds there in your neck of the woods, these guys that have been coming up, all of a sudden they're signing these big deals, 5 years, $100 million. I think that's the one that Burns just signed. Maybe it was 10 years, $100 million. I forget what it was. But these young kids are signing the big, long, extended contracts to try to get their money before this happens. So I'm really interested to see how this is all going to work out.
Yeah,
that's what I said.
Yeah, we'll have to see how it shakes out there, and
could be the summer of Women's World Cup next summer and no baseball. So
yeah. It would be. Yeah. Well, speaking of the World Cup, we did see the World Cup come to a close on our break as well there. Spain and Argentina in the final there, with Spain taking it all, overtaking Messi. What a story there with Lamine Yamal. I think he's 19 years old.
Yep. He's 19.
And
he's a stud.
Yeah. He had a good World Cup, but nothing, world breaking per se. But at 19 years old to be on the final team playing every game like that is unbelievable.
Well, Spain won because their defense, plain and simple. You know how it is as a soccer player, Luke. The defense wins you games, right?
Yeah,
and
they control that whole game.
They didn't give up a goal in the World Cup, I don't think.
I
mean, in the actual knockout round.
Yeah,
I don't think they gave up one goal. Not one. So, hey, if you're not going to give up a goal, you're probably going to win most of your games. You
Yeah.
know, I mean,
Yeah.
it's just the way that works.
Hmm.
So yeah, so that's that. I mean, I didn't get to watch that final game. I was doing something was up that day. I don't know what the final why I didn't watch it, but I watched pretty much bits and pieces of every single game in the World Cup. That's more soccer than I've watched my entire life. Besides going to your games. And yeah, it was a great World Cup. There was lots of guys scoring goals, especially early with Messi and Mepe. Isn't say his name for me?
Mbappe,
Mbappe, and and
Holland
Holland. I love
at
watching
Norway.
him. I
Yeah.
love watching Thor out
Yeah.
there.
Some real stars out there that really
And who is it? Do
captivated
you know
everybody.
who he plays for?
Yeah, he used to. I think he plays for Man City still. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure.
What about Yamal?
Lamine Yamal plays for Barcelona.
Okay.
Yep.
And of course, Messi plays for the Miami
Yep.
team.
FC Miami. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
I mean,
Well.
he's out there as a token. He's not doing that much. He's just sitting up at top of the box, waiting for that little special move he could do. He's not doing too much D or doing anything else. He's just
that's Messi's game though. It's
it is.
it is insane if you watch this just the like
Yeah.
statistics breaking down how much he even runs on the field.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
it's
he
incredible.
don't do much.
Yeah.
Watching the whole World Cup. I'm like, this dude don't move.
Yeah.
He's at the top of that box, waiting to get open, waiting for him to get the ball to make that one little quick move to get around the guy to shoot a bullet at him, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. So, yeah, I learned quite a bit watching, this round of World Cup. It was very exciting. I really liked Morocco. I liked the way they played. I like the Norwegians. I like France. It was fun watching them all. It was very entertaining to say the least.
Yeah, it was really
And
fun.
the USA just sort of deflated and went down the toilet. They just sort of
Yeah. Well, it was definitely exciting though. You'd say would you say that was the best USA team that you've seen before and
they
the
were
most excited
good.
you've been?
It was exciting
Yeah.
until that Belgium game. My goodness, it was just destruction. And we just off. It
was over from the start with the whole.
But I did see that they re-signed their coach now for the next World Cup in 30. So they re-signed him
for the next 4 years. There, they got him on lock.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. I was just a little perturbed with that Belgium game. I don't know. It just seemed like they just sort of gave up. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. And what's his name? What's his nuts? Who's the main guy? The one dude. Who's their main dude for the USA?
For who? USA Pulisic.
Yeah, he was terribly disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
He just seemed like he had no heart. He's getting bad raps. He's
I don't really like his attitude necessarily there, and then with the whole Balogun thing of him getting the red card before against Bosnia, and then him being out there, the president saying, okay, yeah, he can play even though he's technically not supposed to play. Like, I think from the start that really just threw things off a little bit.
Yeah,
of
I agree
how maybe the team was approaching the game plan wise and what they're thinking. So yeah, but I mean, it was super exciting. I think, the most excited I've been seeing US play. And, we always talk about every World Cup that I've been alive of, why isn't the US a more, pro soccer place, and that the sport is growing, and the club sports and high schools and college, and now the MLS has grown bigger. We have, some of the most talented players in the world playing for the MLS now, maybe, past their prime, but have been some of the best players there. And some statistics here. Just over 25% of the U.S. survey respondents watched soccer for the first time because of this tournament here. Obviously, with it being in the U.S., Canada, and Mexico here, was amazing for people to see the country and travel here and really have a an appreciation, I think, for America as a growing soccer community. Even the president of FIFA was saying that the U.S. is becoming a soccer country.
I agree. Excuse me. What I liked is that I'm actually interested to watch the Euro League now because I want to see some of these players that played in the World Cup and see how they do. And that I gotta get a chart of some of the the top 2-3 players on each team that I know by name now. On these teams and see what team they play on in the Euro League because a lot of them play in the Euro League.
Yeah,
and see and watch their games now. Is the Euro League going on right now? I don't know.
I think it's starting up real soon here.
Okay.
If not already, but yeah, we'll touch back to that. We'll do a little something and
who plays for who kind of thing, and just so that I could watch a little bit. Yeah, I'd like to do that.
Yeah,
because most of the games are on early morning, aren't they?
Yeah. So they're 6 hours ahead of us. So
right,
most of the time zone is 6 hours ahead there. So I mean that's honestly why a lot of Americans do find it hard to really love soccer because the best players in the world are playing in different time zones there. But I've seen a lot of videos from people really getting so into the World Cup now, wanting more soccer. They want to follow the players, they want to follow some of these other teams, and pick their Premier League team or whatever team to follow for themselves, and a comparison of like this Premier team is like the Browns and this team is like the Chiefs as far as like franchise history and kind of the roster and mentality of the teams. And so it's as the U.S. being such a sports heavy country, I think people getting behind
so they're comparing football to football.
Yes, indeed.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we got the Women's FIFA World Cup next year, in which the female women they've always been pretty good, a lot better than the men's.
They've been struggling the last couple of years, though.
What they won it in the early 2000s, right? What was that?
Yeah, I don't know when they won last, but they've struggled the last couple of years just in friendlies and stuff. They have not been USA strong over the last couple of years, and they need to really pick it up. I'm a little disappointed in the ladies.
Oh, okay.
I
pick
think,
it up, says Mr.
Robinson. Yeah, they need to pick it up. I mean, we got the most talented women in the world here in the United States, and we need to pick up the pace here. Miss Rodman leading the team and stuff.
There you go.
She's gonna come out and represent. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it'll be awesome. You know where it is? I think it's maybe in Brazil, or maybe it's somewhere different.
Asking the wrong person, dude.
Yeah, I don't know, but anyway, yeah, that'll be cool.
Where is the women's
next
World
summer?
Cup? Brazil. You're right. Boom.
Brazil. Okay. Yep. Cool. There we go.
Between June 24th to July 25th next year.
There you go. Cool. It'll be exciting there for sure.
Yeah, Brazil. I wonder how their time zone is.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I think it's probably.
What time is it in Brazil right now?
It's probably similar.
11:07. So it's only an hour difference.
Ahead. Yeah,
yeah, that's not bad at all. You would think it'd be different and be more, but
well, no, because when you think and look at a map, right? It's it's east and west that really changes the time, whereas Brazil is really
south.
It's just south, south of us.
South, yeah.
Yep.
Southeast.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. All right. That's it for football. Now on to football. Football season is here.
Boy.
Training camp is here.
Get the watch out, boys and girls.
Stick it up. We got Shedeur Sanders and Deshaun Watson. Of course, we had to start here as the true Browns fans as we are. Seems like maybe Shedeur is pulling away in this quarterback race, but still the Cleveland media has to say that Watson is going to be the people, or the betting odds are constantly changing as well, and I think maybe even still Deshaun has a slight edge to start the first first game at least there. Heck, I even saw an article of maybe we should give Dylan Gabriel a chance. What the heck, people? Give Shedeur the ball. Give him the starting role. What do you think, Dad?
Well, today, just for instance, Sanders ran with the ones. He was 21 of 25 with the ones today, while Shedeur was with the twos. He was 5 for 11, and Gabriel was 4 for 7. So Gabriel almost got as many attempts as Watson today. Listen, I don't know, still don't know if either one of these guys is a number one quarterback that you're going to be able to win playoff games with. Obviously, from what I understand, Monken has thought that Shedeur has progressed as a leader. He's progressed in his progressions. He's gotten a lot better. So, the proof's in the pudding when we start seeing him in games here. So come next, was it Friday, I believe it is, their first game. The 12th is their first game, preseason game. They're going to have to get
August
out there and
15th.
test him. Oh, it's 15th?
I believe so.
Right. So that's when, push comes to shove, when we're really going to see what they're made out of. So we'll see, when they're on the field actually throwing passes for somewhat real. And we'll go from there. But I think Shedeur wins the job. I really do.
Okay.
Watson, he's thrown a lot of picks in practice. He's not, I don't think he's ever going to regain Deshaun Watson from the Texans. Unfortunately, I wish he would have, but unfortunately then it's turned into the worst trade in NFL history almost, if not for sure. But we'll see.
Yeah. So when do you think they would announce a starter? Do you think they're going to use all of their preseason games to vet all of this through? When do they need to make this decision by?
They will make the decision after the second preseason game. The third preseason game, Dylan Gabriel or Taylor Green will be the quarterback in that game. And one of those players, I'm assuming it's Gabriel, even though they say Gabriel's been looking good lately, is going to get traded. And I wouldn't be surprised if they trade him to the Falcons. I know that both Tua and Penix are a little dinged up.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Why not throw another lefty in there? You got and Stefan. They got two lefties already.
Yeah.
Stefanski's got. He's the one that drafted him last year in the third round. So it would not surprise me if he ends up going down there. But we'll see what happens. That, or they just give up on this Taylor Green and wish him the best of luck, and maybe they hope to re-sign him and put him on the practice squad. But you never know. So
yeah. Well, I'm excited for how it shakes out. I think Sanders hopefully will be the starter there as well. Still an inkling in my mind of maybe they will throw Watson out there, but I don't think they should. I think Sanders, from what I've seen, has really progressed. I like his mindset. I like where he's at mentally. Coming into the office early with the training camp and everything, showing up to OTA. I mean, he's been there. He's really feels like a leader of the team in that way. And I think the team rallies around him more than Deshaun, no?
Well, not only that, but I like the attitudes of both players. They worked in July and stuff together down in Florida. They were working with Judy and stuff like that. So that impresses me that, they're being team players. They're throwing it out there. Best man wins, Yep. So I'm all for that. I can see him trading Jerry Jeudy, though. He can't catch a damn pass. That boy can't catch a pass. He's dropping balls left and right in practice. That has to stop. And if he doesn't stop, you got to get rid of him. Because I tell you what, these rookies are coming in like Boston and Concepcion. They're lighting it up.
Yeah.
Boston
really
making himself in a little trouble today, though. I heard he was talking today to the media, telling them how he has, it's long days. You got to be there at 7. You got to lift, and then you got to watch film, and then you got to go out there, and then you do practice, and you come back in, you have lunch, and then you watch more film. And the guy goes, "So what's the worst part of your day?" He's like, it's all the film and the meetings kind of thing. And sometimes you get a little sleepy and you get a little tired, kind of thing. And all of a sudden, the coach he said, what? And Monken really didn't like that. He's like, we give these guys breaks. We let them have snacks. We let them do this and that and all this stuff. And I'm sure he's hearing about it from the coach this afternoon after his comments about I'm getting sleepy and falling asleep. He didn't say I was falling asleep, but he made it seem like he was dozing off. So, but when you're a rookie, you don't do 11-hour days in college.
Oh yeah, I mean it's completely different there for sure.
So so these guys, it's a full-time gig, and right now in training camp they're doing 11-hour days. So with install's almost done. I think it's got another when they install the whole playbook basically, and I think that's going to be done by the middle of next week. So right before their first preseason game, which makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, awesome. Well, we'll keep up to date with the
and
Brownies.
Yesterday was
there.
the first day in pads too.
Yeah,
yesterday was the first day in pads. So
yeah, exciting stuff. And then overall in the league here, we got the season quickly approaching. Like we said, the Pro Football Hall of Fame preseason game starting off this Thursday here. So looking at these current power rankings that I just found online here, so nothing set in stone here, but as it currently stands based on this guy's perspective, the top 32 teams here, we're going to give 2 overrated and 2 underrated teams, in our opinion, who we think is overrated and should be ranked lower, 2 underrated teams that we think are rated too low that should be rated higher here. How about you go first here with your 2 overrated, and then I'll give my 2 overrated.
How about I give one, you give one, I give one, you give one?
Sure. Let's do that then.
We're going overrated, you said?
Yeah, let's go overrated first. Give me your one overrated right now.
Well, my one overrated is Baltimore Ravens. And the reason I think this is a couple things. Number one, Jackson he's a little injury prone right now. I mean, last year he did not have a good year. He got injured. They have a new coach, new coaching system. Not sure how they're going to run it. I'm assuming, obviously, you're going to use, Jackson is now 30 years old. I don't know how much they're going to run him. Obviously, that's part of his game. If he's just going to be a sit back and throw quarterback, even though they did re-sign Flowers today. So their big weapon is Flowers. We'll see. And, obviously Mark Andrews now doesn't have anybody behind him. So I really like those 2 players to do well for their team. And Henry's not getting any younger either. So between the age thing a little bit, injuries, and not knowing how the new coaching system's going to act yet, the coach they brought in was Minter from the LA Chargers, and he was a defensive coach. So I'm going to see how it all pans out. But right now, that's one of my overrated teams, especially at 3. 3 is, I think, a little too high for them.
Yeah, I agree. So that was one of my overrated as well. There, you won't believe it. So I mean, I just think they're going to be a good team, no doubt. But 3 on here over the Super Bowl champs from last year with a brand new coach. They missed the playoffs last year over the Steelers. I mean, come on. Like, they were coming into the preseason last year, they were Super Bowl favorites. And so I just feel like this Ravens hype train has just gone on, for a lot of reason, right? Lamar Jackson is one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and Henry, and they got Hendrickson on the defense now and everything. They're a very talented team, but like you said, Lamar is one injury away from being out for half of the season. Henry's getting older there, and with a brand new head coach who's never been a head coach in the league before. It's all a lot of unknowns that make me think they should be more so probably around where the Bengals are right there.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
More around 8 to 10 maybe.
Yeah, I agree. First of all, I think most of those teams in the AFC Central, is it they're in? I believe it is Central that the Ravens and them are in. I think they're
AFC North.
I mean North. Sorry, my bad.
AFC
My bad. Why did I say Central?
Yeah, I was
thinking baseball. Yeah, North. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
the North. I think the top three teams, the Ravens, Bengals, and Steelers, it could go any way on that. And
yeah.
I think they're all pretty close together.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to obviously with every team it comes down to injuries, but as of right now, I could see those three teams being pretty much all 500 teams. They could easily all be 500 because they're going to be up on each other.
The Browns really good too.
I say they win 6 games, so I've lowered my standards on them. I know.
You had 11. Didn't you have 11?
I think I had 11, but I'm going to go 6.
Wow, that's a big.
Even though the defense looks great, the problem that worries me about the Browns is their defensive tackles.
Yeah,
they're not deep enough. But we'll save that for another day.
Let's see. Yeah, we'll save that here and give another official rank. We'll go through the season again for the Browns before the official season starts here.
Right,
but
we will.
Give me your next overrated team.
My next overrated team is gonna be. It was a tie, but I'm gonna go Bears.
Bears. Okay, so the Bears at 8 here are overrated.
Yes, I think. Once again, I think this is a division, the NFC North, where the teams are all going to be the same. Bears, Lions, Green Bay, Minnesota. Look at that. Minnesota or
the Lions, Green Bay, and Minnesota 15, are all right next to each other.
Are all 15, 16, 17. I could see the Bears being about a 14 or an 18. I really do.
What about the Iceman?
I don't give a crap about the Iceman. That's why I think. Plus, this is the problem with the Bears. The Bears are still going to struggle defensively. Right now, they have no safeties. I think they have 3 or 4 safeties that are hurt. So I'm going to go with the Bears. They should be, like I said, a 14, possibly even an 18 in that range. So that's why I would move them down. I think they're a little overrated.
Okay.
Yep. Who do you got?
My next overrated here is the Houston Texans here.
Okay.
I got the Houston Texans at 9 there. I think a little too high. I think they're a middle of the pack there. They should be a little bit lower, not in that top third there of teams in the NFL. They did have a good season last year, but CJ Stroud, man, I mean, he really struggled last year, and if he does that same thing this year, it could be his last year as a starting QB. Really, I know people have been giving him a lot of crap with how he showed up to training camp looking a little bloated, a little overweight.
Remember, some of those are AI. You got to watch that. Just like the Travis Kelce one, he looks like he gained 50 pounds.
But no, you know what I'm talking about, right?
But the Texans defense is, if not the number one, one of the number one teams in the league.
Yeah.
Basically, their season comes down to CJ Stroud. If he could be anything near that he was a couple years ago, they got a real shot.
Yeah. Well, the thing is there too is that their offensive line is ranked basically the worst in the league.
Yeah, well, they tried to draft some guys. Give them credit here. Come on, I know.
Yeah,
but their offense is going to make or break them. So
yeah, they were 30th in pass block for last year for that offensive line. So it's I think a little too high for them. So I think they're a little overrated there. So what's your underrated? Let's go underrated.
Underrated. Here. Well, let's see here. First one, and this pains me, but I'm going to have to say the Steelers.
Steelers, yeah. Okay. At 24, they should be a little higher. Where should they be?
I think they should, they should be up there in the team, probably like 14, 15, 13, right in that range. Like I said, I think the Ravens should move down in the teens and the Steelers should move up in the teens. And like I said, I think the Bengals, Steelers, and Ravens are going to be pretty close together, especially if they all stay healthy. I think they're going to move up. I mean, 24 is just too low for me. I think they're a little better than that. And obviously their season's going to depend on Rodgers. He stays healthy. He goes down, the ship's going down because they don't got, they got a
Will
rookie.
Howard, baby.
They got Will Howard. They got the boy Drew Aller. They're gonna.
Hey, I heard Will Howard is ready. He's ready at training camp there. I don't know.
Has he been doing well? I haven't been watching.
I've heard something there, but who knows? Yeah.
All right, who you got, Luke?
Next, I have for underrated is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. At 20 here, I think is a slight to them. I know they've are in the headlines now with Baker. They can get the deal done with him.
Yeah, he's got sour grapes.
They have the defensive player, what's his name?
Vita
Vita, who's requesting a trade because he's not getting his money there. So definitely a little trouble down there in Florida. However, last season they showed lots of signs of greatness there, and Baker Mayfield had an MVP season. If he wouldn't have got injured there, he was definitely one of the candidates for him. It was his best season ever there, and so I think Baker. He has a chip on his shoulder like no other, and with it being his last year on his contract, I think he's going to ball out. I think he's going to ball out, and I think they can easily be closer to that 10 to 13 spot there. Easy.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Yeah. You don't think so?
I gotta disagree with you.
Really?
I think they're priced about right there. I mean, Bucky Irving wasn't that great last year. Mike Evans is gone. Abuka was strong in the beginning, sort of tailed off. Their defense isn't that great. Vita Veda's unhappy. I think they're about priced right there. I like them at 20.
Okay. Well, who's your other underrated team here?
My other underrated team, I got two here, but I'm gonna go with the Titans.
Titans, okay. Titans at 27 should be ranked higher. You believe in Cam?
I think Cam's gonna ball out this year. I think Colonel Tate's gonna be a big plus for him this year. I think Ward's gonna get past his first year. Like jitters from last year. Throw him to the wolves last year.
He
as a
struggled
rookie.
last year. Did you end up watching that QB show on Netflix?
No, I did not.
No, you definitely got to watch it. And anybody listening, definitely gotta watch that QB. They went over Baker and Cam Ward, Joe Flacco, and then also who was it? I'm blanking on the last name. But yeah, the Cam Ward really struggled last year, but obviously he's playing for the Titans. Let's be honest here. But go on.
So, anyways, I just think they're going to move up. I think they're more like a 20. I think the low 20s. I don't think the high 20s. I think they're going to move up some. I had a couple teams I think that are going to move up, but
so who's your other underrated? You said it was a tie between.
Then between them and the Commanders.
And the Commanders, okay.
Yeah, I think the Commanders are going to move, especially.
I agree.
Once again, their deal is it all depends on Daniel. Daniel's healthy.
Yeah,
they're moving up.
That was the other quarterback on the QB shows. It was Daniels, which he had the injuries last year.
If Daniel stays healthy, they are moving up the ladder. If he doesn't stay healthy, they're going to stay right where they're at. That was my other one that I wasn't sure about. Is between those two.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, my other underrated here is, of course, the Cleveland Browns. I'm really high on them at 28. I mean, put some respect. I think
Homer.
it's very much a homer take. But their offensive line has gotten completely upgraded. There was one of their biggest weaknesses. Their defense is still a top 5, top 10 defense, undoubtedly. They
defense is the
they
team,
extended
is for sure.
They extended Ward. They traded Myles Garrett away.
They extended Delpit.
Yep, they extended Delpit too. Their defense is one of the top in the league. With the wide receiver core we have, with Fannin out there, with Quinshawn Junkins, if Shadur can improve from his last season, in which he still did pretty decent, if he can improve on that with all the other pieces around, I think that they're a potential wild card team. If all goes well with the obviously they have a tough division there, but I think the Browns, as it currently stands, is a potential creeping. They're a wild card contender. I'll say they're a wild card contender.
Are you in Haslam like this, or what's the deal, dude?
What? A month ago, you were as high on the. You had them winning 11 games. That's winning the division.
I did, but you know what though? I'm a little concerned. The line is not gelling quite yet. I know they had all new parts.
Yeah,
and it's going to take some time.
Yeah. Also, I love Monken as well.
I love Monken.
Yeah,
I do love him. He's a no crap kind of guy. He just tells it like it is. You don't like it, too bad. That's the way it's going to be. I love that. The one of the problems though is the Browns have 6 of their first 9 games on the road, and that's a problem. Obviously, they do play some crummy teams in there. They play the Saints, they play the Titans, they play the Jets, they play the Panthers. But we'll see. We'll see how it all works out. I think everything's going to depend on the offensive line and Shador. Shador don't make mistakes, and the offensive line could just gel and get some holes for Judkins.
Yeah, and they do have a relatively easy schedule compared to other teams as well.
They do. Their schedule's really weird, though. Really weird.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see, and we'll keep playing some different games here for the NFL. We'll start talking a little fantasy here as people will start having their fantasy drafts. Obviously, continue about baseball here, and had to talk some college football as well. Had to sprinkle that in here, but we're picking up full steam. It's about to be full football season in the fall before you know it here.
Right. I agree.
Awesome.
I'm sorry. I'm just taking my guillotine league here. I'm taking my draft order. I'm picking 8th, right in the middle. That way I don't have too long in between picks. That's my strategy, because there's 15 teams, so it's a long wait between picks. That way it keeps me active in the actual draft.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you got anything else to add here, or are we good for the
week? Like I said, I think we're going to have a good couple. Maybe we'll do like AFC one time and NFC one time. And I mean, there's so much that I could talk about all these different teams and say all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
About each one and who I like and who I don't. I just going to watch so my friends that are watching don't end up taking some of my fantasy picks that I'm going to try not to throw out there, but I probably will. But yeah, I do like some guys, certain teams, defenses, who's done what. I do watch, obviously, a lot of stuff here. I will be going back to school here soon, but my first day is the 20th. So my time will be a little less, but I'll be busy still studying away. I listen to my fantasy stuff every day on XM radio. So, yeah, that's
cool.
it. All right.
Awesome, everybody. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you soon here.
See ya.
Peace.
Later.